What is going on, guys? My name is Caddy, and yeah, it's been a long time. I think it's been over a month now. The only reason I can give you guys for not really uploading is because I've just not really been playing Pokemon. I've just probably just got a bit burned out from it and started playing other games and just chilling. But you know what? That's my excuse. Let's just move on to this video. So, if you saw my little post on YouTube, it was either I think it was yesterday, I announced that I've joined a draft league. Yep, I never thought I'd see the day. I have joined a draft league. I'm not the biggest fan of draft league because I just don't know. I just don't know why. I just don't really find the appeal for it. But I thought to myself, you know what? We'll try this. I've got a bit of time. That was the one reason I couldn't do draft before, is because I had no time for it. Now I've got loads of time for it. We'll give it a go. So this particular draft league is actually called the Battle Hub Draft League. So yeah, it's in the old Discord server, and yeah, I'm just really looking forward to this. As of recording this commentary, the draft schedule battling Malark starts tomorrow. So yeah, week 1 starts tomorrow. So yeah, we've done overdrafting, we've done over scheduling, we know who's playing. And in this video, I'm just going to go through my draft analysis team. Now, I would have done this earlier, but if you can hear it in my voice, I'm sound a bit croaky. But for the best part of a week, I have been dealing with a really bad throat and a really bad cough, and I'm still not 100%. In fact, I feel like I need to cough right now, but hopefully my voice will hold out for this. And yeah, I think I'm just going to break this commentary down into like 3 bits. I'm not going to do it all in one show. I'm just going to break it up so I can get a cough in whilst the microphone's off. So yeah, so what you see in front of you is my logo. My team is known as the Hyndburn Hydrapples. If you want to know the origins of that name, basically Hyndburn is the name of the borough in which I live in the UK. So I live in the borough of Hyndburn. And obviously Hydrapple is it's a Pokemon, and we got a picture of a Hydrapple. This is not my best logo. I do want a better one, but for now this will do. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to go through the rules of this Battle Hub Draft League. This has been going for 2 seasons now. This is season 3, and from what I've heard, a lot of people are very excited for me joining this because I don't know why. I'm nothing special really. But yeah, we're going to go through the rules. So when the next slide comes up, this is not a PowerPoint presentation. We'll go through the rules and see if I understand them as well. Okay, so the rules for this Battle Hub Draft League. Basically, there's 16 teams in this league. All of them are really good battlers. Some I've never faced before, some I have definitely faced before. But yeah, the 16 teams, each of us has 105 points to draft a minimum of 10 and a maximum of 12 Pokemon. So in my case, I have drafted 10 Pokemon because I've used up all my points on them 10 Pokemon. But if I got to 10 Pokemon and I still had some points over, but I didn't want to draft any more Pokemon, that's fine. But if I could draft an 11th one if I wanted to, or I could draft a 12th one if I really, really wanted to. But in my case, like I said, I got to 10, I had no points left, so I'm happy with that. We also get an additional 20 points to assign Terra Captains, but this is the crucial rule here. Only Pokemon that have a point value of 11 and below in the draft board are permitted to Terra, and whatever Terra you want them to be is entirely up to you. There's no restrictions on that. So this is basically just to stop like the really good Pokemon, like for example Iron Valiant. That's obviously not going to be a point value of 11. I must really say that the Pokemon values got range from one, which is like say your your starter Pokemon, your Pikachus, your Turtwigs, and the really rubbish ones, up to 19, which are like the really good ones like Darkrai and the pseudo legendaries and whatnot. But obviously there are some Pokemon that are completely banned, so like the obvious Uber legendaries, Chian-Pao's banned, Petrarunti's banned, but the likes of Palafin and Alliape are allowed, and both Urshifus are allowed in this as well. So it's look, gotta get out of my head. It's not Smogon. We are under Smogon rules, but not tier wise. If you can catch my drift. So yeah, let's go back to the rules. So Pokemon with a point value of 11 and below are permitted to Terra. Yeah. So right, the teams will have their own set schedule. I've already got mine, where they battle somebody once a week for 9 weeks. So basically, like my Battle Hub League, every week you get assigned somebody, an opponent, sorry, and you have a week to battle that person, and obviously you do the results to the commissioner, and they'll put it on the big document that they've got for everybody to see. So at the end of those 9 weeks, by the way, you don't battle everybody. Those 9 weeks, if you battle 9 people at the very, very least. But at the end of those 9 weeks, the top 8 teams in the standings will go on to the playoffs, and the people who don't get into the top 8, that's basically it. They're done. And basically the last team standing after all the playoffs and the finals are all done, they declare the draft league winners. They get a trophy, they get an open top bus parade, and everyone's happy except the losing finalists. So yeah, okay, scratch that last part, that's never going to happen. But the open top bus parade and that, they might get a prize, but there's no open top bus parade. So anyway, that's the rules, guys. So it gives me great pleasure to go through my 10 picks for the Hyndburn Hydrapples. And we start off with our first pick. Well, since we are named the Hyndburn Hydrapples, I just think it was very, very fitting that our very first draft pick in our very, very first draft league would be Hydrapple. So yeah, we got Hydrapple, very first pick. It had a point value of 12, I believe it was, so we are not allowed to Terra this mon, which is a real shame, to be honest, because Hydrapple is making its debut in draft format. And yeah, to be honest, using Terra on the Hydrapple makes it really, really good anyway. So anyway, we're going to go for each of my Pokemon. We're going to go through, its base stats, its abilities, its typing, and basically I'm going to give like a quick summary of what this thing can do, or what I think it can do, or what I think I can do with it. So anyway, so Hydrapple is a grass dragon type. It's got the abilities of Super Sweet Syrup, which was introduced when Dipplin was introduced back in Teal Mask. It's good in doubles, but that's about it really. And also, if you bring it in first time, Super Sweet Syrup happens. But if you switch it out and bring it back in again, it doesn't happen again. So it's just a one-time thing. So that's a bit crap. So now, obviously, Dipplin had the ability Gluttony, but if you vote to Hydrapple, that turns into Regenerator, which is probably one of the best abilities in the game. I mean, it makes sense because if you know what Hydrapple is, it's kind of based off like Hydra, multiple heads. You cut a head off to grow back in its place, i.e. regenerate. So obviously, Regenerator is perfect for this Pokemon, and its hidden ability is Sticky Hold, which back when it was a Dipplin and it was holding the Eviolite, it was actually really good because you couldn't knock it off, you couldn't get rid of it. Because Sticky Hold will stop that. You can't trick it or anything like that. You can't take the item off. So yeah, Sticky Hold was good with Dipplin. It's not so good with Hydrapple. My preferred ability is obviously Regenerator, as is everybody else's preference. So we're looking at the base stats here, guys. Yeah, Hydrapple is very, very bulky. It's got HP of 106 with 80 attack, 110 defense, which is exactly the same as Dipplin. We've got base 120 special attack, which is pretty good. We've got base special defense of 80. Base 80 special defense, that's what I meant to say. Which is pretty solid, combining that with the 110 defense and 106 HP. That's pretty good bulk. And we've got a speed of 44, which is atrocious. But it's got the bulk. Speed doesn't really matter for this mon. So the base stat total comes to 540. So it's not quite a pseudo legendary, but it's up there. Is it the best dragon type? No, it's not. It's quad weak to ice. It's weak to flying. It's weak to fairy, like every single dragon apart, unless it's part steel or part poison. But it's got great coverage. It's got Draco Meteor, Leaf Storm, Giga Drain, Hydro Pump, Earth Power. It's got a signature move, Fickle Beam. It has access to Nasty Plot. If you want offensive Hydrapple. For defensive Hydrapple, you could go Recover, Yawn, Syrup Bomb to lower speed. Yeah, this mon's got a bit of variety to it. Obviously, people tend to run around with Hydrapple with an Assault Vest, but you know what? I like to think outside the box and see what else I can do with this mon. So yeah, basically our number one pick is Hydrapple. Now we move on to the second pick. Right, okay, for the second pick, I thought to myself, right, a Hydrapple needs something to cover its weaknesses. Not all of them, just the most common ones like Ground and Fairy. So I had a look, and I saw the perfect mon. It's Galarian Slowking. So obviously Galarian Slowking is up there, probably one of the best bulkiest mons in the OU tier, in my opinion. It's got the Psychic Poison typing, which is pretty unique, to be honest. It's got the abilities of Curious Medicine, On Tempo, and its inability Regenerator. So, well, I think I speak for everyone that the best ability for Galarian Slowking is Regenerator. And if you pair that with Hydrapple, who can also get Regenerator, as I said before, we've got double Regenerator running here, and that's going to be really difficult for my opponents to deal with. So we're going to look at the base stats here. We've got base 95 HP, base 65 attack, base 80 defense, base 110 special attack, and base 110 special defense. And we got a speed of 30 round, which gives us a base stat total of 490. Now, obviously, we don't really care about the attack. That's never going to happen. But the base 110 in special attack and special defense is really, really good. So you could make an Assault Vest variant. That's what people like to do with Galarian Slowking, because this thing has got pretty good coverage to help my Hydrapple out. I think it's got coverage with like Flamethrower to take out the quad ice weakness that Hydrapple has. We've got the poison type moves for the fairy weakness. Hydrapple also has it, whereas Galarian Slowking is weak to ground, and Hydrapple will eat an earthquake all day, every day, and not really care. So yeah, I think these two complement each other very well. They're both slow as hell, so got a lot of things in common here. Obviously, if you're going to run a defensive Slowking, we've got loads of access. We've got Slack Off, we've got Yawn, we've got Future Sight, we've got Toxic. I think I said Slack Off, yeah. And we can also get slow switch initiative with Chilly Reception. I know it gets the snow up, but my team doesn't benefit from the snow. All I care about is switching out with to keep the momentum going. So yeah, that's one option. So basically, yeah, this is a solid pick, in my opinion, for our second pick. So the Hyndburn Hydrapples second pick is Galarian Slowking. So we'll move on to the third pick. Okay, so for the third pick, I thought to myself, well, I need a hazard setter a rapid spinner, and a knockoff user. And to be honest, there was only one more I could think of that could do all three, and that's Donphan. So yeah, our third pick is Donphan. Now you might be saying to yourself, well, what about Great Tusk? That can do all three, and it's better for Donphan. Well, two reasons why I didn't pick Great Tusk. Number one, it was already taken, and number two, Great Tusk is also weak to Fairy, and I did not want to have two Fairy weaknesses in Hydrapple and Great Tusk, and plus I like Donphan better, so that's why. So obviously we're going to go through Donphan's basically profile. So it's a pure ground type. We've got the abilities of Sturdy and Sandvale, although Sandvale is actually banned in this draft league, so we will be going Sturdy for this. I mean, I was going to go Sturdy anyway. And we've got the base stats of 90 HP, 120 attack, 120 defense, special attack 60, special defense 60, and speed 50, giving us a base stat total of 500. Now, obviously, Donphan is very well known for basically setting up rocks, rapid spinning rocks off your field or any whatever hazards on your field, and knocking off people. That sounded really disgusting, but you'll catch my drift. In a Pokemon term, knocking off people's items. It's got Stab Earthquake, which is always good, and also it can get priority in Ice Shard, which is pretty cool as well. So yeah, Donphan's a solid mon. It's always been a solid mon since it was introduced in Generation 2. So that's why we've picked Donphan as our third pick. So we go on to the fourth pick. Okay, for the fourth pick, well, since my first three picks are all pretty bulky Pokemon, I thought I might as well carry on the trend, because all of a sudden I've got this real thirst for bulky Pokemon and really slow Pokemon. So our fourth pick is Porygon 2, one of the best EV users out there. So Porygon 2, we'll go through its profile. It's a normal type, which means it's only got one weakness in fighting. Got the abilities of Trace, Download, and Analytic. And we've got the stats here. We've got 85 HP, 80 attack, 95 defense, special attack 105, special defense 95, speed 60, gives us a base stat total of 515, and it is also my Terra Captain. So like I reiterated earlier, now I've chosen Porygon 2 as my captain, I can Terra this Porygon 2 into whatever the hell I want. So we'll just bear that in mind. So Porygon 2, like I said, one of the best EV users out there. It's got a form of recovery in Recover. It's got great coverage. You've got Ice Beam, you've got Thunderbolt, you've got Stab Tri-Attack. Like I said, since it was reintroduced back into Generation 9 via the Indigo Disc, it did lose Toxic, but it's got access to Thunder Wave. And I love using Porygon 2 because I love using Trace, bringing it in, tracing the opponent's ability and using that against them, like tracing Intimidate and getting an attack drop on them. So fun to use, and yet it is so annoying to face. I mean, like I said, I've used this, and Porygon 2 with Eviolite is really bulky. I mean, look at the 85 HP, defense 95, and special defense 95. That is insane bulk with Eviolite, and like I said, it is really difficult to get rid of if you can't handle this Porygon 2, because this thing will just live forever. And that is why we have chosen Porygon 2 as our fourth pick. And we move on to our fifth pick. Okay, for the fifth pick, we are still continuing with the trend of bulky-ish Pokemon. This is not as bulky as the last four Pokemon, but it's still up there for bulkiness. It's Basculegion. We've gone for the male because I needed a physical attacker, and obviously the male is the more physical attacker of the two. So it's got the typing of Water Ghost, which is pretty cool. I like Water Ghost. There's not many out there, right? We've got the abilities of Swift Swim, Adaptability, and Mold Breakers. So three decent abilities. I mean, the adaptability is really good on it. Stat wise, we've got 120 HP, base attack of 112, defense is 65, special attack 80, special defense 75, speed 78. Gives us a base stat total of 530. Now, I like Basque Legion. I've used the female, which is the special attacking one, and I really enjoyed using it. I've never really used the male one to be completely honest, because there's one thing that's actually put me off. I know because it's ghost typing, you'll think it might have access to a decent physical ghost move, but no. The only physical ghost move it has access to is Phantom Force. It gets access to Last Respects, but I believe that move is banned. So yeah, that's a bit annoying that I don't really have any ghost type physical ghost moves to use, and this Pokemon is below 11 points for Terra Captain, but I can't Terra Captain this because this is on a complex ban, so I can't Terra Basque Legion, so I can't use Terra Blast Ghost. So that's unfortunate, but we'll make do with this. It's got other options. It's got like physical water moves in Liquidation, Waterfall. I think you can get Waterfall, Wave Crash, which is insanely powerful. Got Switch Initiative with Flip Turn. We've got Priority in Aqua Jet. We've got coverage in Psychic Fangs, and I believe you can get Ice Fang as well. And also an interesting move this thing can get. This thing can get Scale Shot. But that's interesting to note as well. I mean, I got this really just to be a hard hitter, really. I mean, base 112 attack is okay. It's not fantastic, but with the adaptability, it will boost up them water moves, especially that Wave Crash. So yeah, I just wanted to try this out and see how it goes. So Basque Legion male is the 5th pick? Yeah, 5th pick. So we move on to number 6. Okay, for the 6th pick, I basically told myself, Caddy, you need to get off your bulk binge and you need to get a Pokemon that's got a bit of speed behind it. And I thought, right, okay. But unfortunately, at the time of this pick, most of the speedsters were already taken. So I basically had a quick look at the draft board. I thought to myself, well, I need a physical attacker. Doesn't have to be bulky, but we need a little bit of speed. Because right now, we don't really have a lot of speed in our team so far. So I had a look and I thought, you know what? We're going to take the monkey. We're going to take the Infernape. So Infernape is our 6th pick. The Gen 4 Fire Starter. I mean, I like Infernape. I've used it before in Wi-Fi battles. It's kind of scary. And we'll have a look at its profile. So it's obviously firefighting, with the abilities of Blaze, like every single fire starter, and it's the ability of Iron Fist, which is pretty interesting. And its stats look like this. We've got 76 HP with 104 attack, defense 71, special attack is 104 again, special defense is 71 again, and we've got a speed of 108, which is good, but it's not brilliant. When I looked at that speed, I thought it was way faster than that, but it's not dreadful, but it's not brilliant. And we've got a base stat total of 534. Now, okay, I know Infernape is not bulky, but it's pretty fun to use it. I mean, it's got great variety. You know, with that attack 104 attack and special attack, this mon could be a mixed attacker, it could be fully physical, could be fully special. The options are endless. Like I said, on the physical side, this thing can get Swords Dance, it can have Mach Punch for priority, it can have Drain Punch, Fire Punch, Drain Punch. This thing has access to Drain Punch now. All Iron Fist boosted. You can slap a Punching Glove item on it, get more power out of it, and also you can go for the even more powerful moves of Close Combat and Flare Blitz. On the special side, you've got Flamethrower, Vacuum Wave. Don't quote me, I believe this thing gets Nasty Plot, but don't quote me on that. If I'm wrong, I do apologise. But I know it gets Vacuum Wave as a priority, special fighting move. Got Flamethrower. yeah, it's pretty good. And this thing can also be a lead-off poke as well, because this thing can set up rocks as well. So yeah, Infinite, really fun one to use. Can't wait to use it. And that's our 6th pick. So we'll move on to number 7 right now. Okay, before we get into this 7th pick, I just want to add on something that I forgot to mention when I was on Infinite. With the addition of Infinite, that also rounds out my fire, water and grass core, which I really wanted. So that's really good, that. So anyway, straight on to pick number 7. And I thought to myself, well, I've got a bit of a flying weakness going now with the addition of Infinite. I needed something to resist flying type moves and also hit flying type moves for super effective damage. So obviously an electric type was needed. Now, to be pretty honest, this wasn't my first choice. It wasn't even my second choice. It's actually my third choice. This. My first choice was actually going to be Jolteon, but then that got picked. And I thought, okay, we'll go with Raikou, which was my second pick, and then that got picked. And I was like, okay, we'll have to go with Magneton, which I've got no qualms with. I like Magneton, so Magneton is the 7th pick for the Hyndburn Hydrapples. I did not go with Magneton because I did not want another slow Pokemon. So yeah, Magneton. We got the electric steel typing, which is really good, really bulky, kind of. Got the abilities of Sturdy, Magnet Pull, and Analytic. Now we've got the stats here. We've got 50 HP, which is not good. We've got 60 attack, 95 defense, 120 special attack, special defense of 70, and speed 70, which gives us a base stat total of 465. Now, Magneton was available to be a Terra Captain, but I decided not to because I had another Pokemon which will be coming up in a bit as a second Terra Captain. Because remember, I only had 20 points and I've already done 10 of them onto Porygon 2 because Porygon 2 was worth 10 points. So I wanted to spread out my remaining 10 points pretty well. So yeah, Magneton is good. It's another potential EV-Lite user. Apparently it's really good as an EV-Lite user, but because I don't really use Magneton that much. But like I said, we've got the Space 120 special attack is not to be messed with. We've got Switch Initiative with Volt Switch. We've got Thunderbolt. We've got Flash Cannon. I could go Steel Beam if I really wanted to. And with the ability Magnet Pull, I can trap in the likes of, say, Corviknight or Skarmory, and they can't escape. And I can hit them with Thunderbolts, and they'll be dead. They'll be fried. They'll be toasted. It'll be delicious. So yeah, basically that's really it I can think of with Magneton. Yeah, we'll see how it goes with Magneton. Quite confident with this. No high hopes for it, but we'll see how it goes. So that's our 7th pick, Magneton. So we'll move on to number 8. Okay, so at this stage, I looked at my remaining points. I had about 25 points left, I think. And I thought, well, this is a chance to get a big name in. A big point Pokemon in. So I had a quick look at the draft board. Most of the good ones were taken. I thought, yeah, I'll take Komodo. So yeah, Komodo is our 8th pick. So yeah, we've got the Dragon Fighting type. That means we are double weak to Fairy, which is a bummer, but it's whatever. We'll deal with it. We've got the abilities of Bulletproof, Soundproof, and Overcoat. Bulletproof can be good. Doesn't protect me from Moonblast because that doesn't count as a ball move apparently. Even though the moon is a big ball, but that doesn't count apparently. Overcoat can stop Spore. Yeah, okay, we'll work with that. Stat wise, well, it's obviously pseudo legendary. So we've got 75 HP. 110 attack, defense 125, special attack 100, special defense 105, speed 85. Gives us a space stat total of pseudo legendary 600. So the way I see this, Komodo is a bit like the Infinite. This thing can go either way. It can be physical, it can be special, it can be mixed, and it can be a stealth rocket. This thing can also set up stealth rocks as well. So plenty of variety, which is good. So if we look at the physical side, we've got Dragon Dance, we could go Swords Dance Scale Shot. It's got coverage in Iron Head to take out them pesky fairies. We've got Drain Punch on this. We've got Close Combat. On the special side, we've got Clangorous Souls. Combine that with Throat Spray, you got massive special attack stats. You got Draco. You got Aura. This thing can get Aura Sphere. That means you can't miss, which is great. I believe you can get Flash Cannon. I'm not sure. But yeah, very, very powerful Pokemon. This thing could be a threat if done correctly. Yeah, I'm looking forward to using Komodo, and I won't waste it. So our 8th pick is Komodo. So we are down to the last 2 Pokemon. So without further ado, let's get to number 9. Okay, so our 9th pick. This, in my opinion, could be my wild card. Yeah, we're going with Alcremie. Do I think this is the best fairy type out there? No, not a chance. It's not even my favourite fairy type, but it's pretty unique in my opinion. So obviously we've got the pure fairy typing on this thing. It's got the abilities of Sweet Veil and Aroma Veil, and don't quote me on this, but I think this is the only Pokemon in Generation 9, that meaning Scarlet and Violet, that has these abilities, so that makes it unique already. And it's got the following stats: 65 HP, which is garbage to be honest. 60 attack, not using physical attack, doesn't matter. Got 75 defense, which is okay, I guess. We've got 110 special attack, which is good. We've got 121 special defense, which is really good. And we've got 64 speed, which is bad. And we've got a base stat total of 495, and it is our second Terra Captain as well. So yeah, this thing could be really underrated if and a threat if used correctly. I don't want to give too much away on what I want my Alcremie to do, but I'll list off a couple of things that this thing can have access to. It has access to Calm Mind. It has access to Recover. It has access to the new move that came into Indigo Disc, which is Alluring Voice. So mainly because Alcremie looks like a Pokemon that's pretty easy to set up on. Well, that is absolutely fine. If you hit the Alluring Voice on a Pokemon that's just going to set up on you, obviously with 64 speed you ain't outspeeding it, so it's good that you're going second with the Alluring Voice. They try to set up, you set up the you throw the Alluring Voice at them, and boom, they're confused. So yeah, this thing could be a threat. Like I said, I don't want to give too much away, because I want this thing to work. I want this thing to star in my team. So our 9th pick, the wild card, Alcremie, Miss Whippy. And for our final pick, well, let's head on there straight away right now. Okay, so our final pick for the Hyndburn Hydrapples. At this point, we only had about 2 points left, so I went straight to the draft board and I looked at the bottom of the barrel. Is there anything decent for 2 points? I had a look, I had a scout, and I saw the Volbeat, and I thought, this thing gets Prankster. Yeah, we'll take Volbeat. So yeah, Volbeat is our 10th and final draft pick. It's pure bug, obviously. It's got the abilities of Illuminate, Swarm, and a hidden ability Prankster. There's really only one ability we're going to be using here. It's obviously not Illuminate or Swarm. It's Prankster. Prankster, one of the best abilities in the game, in my opinion. It's up there with Regenerator. Look at the stats; they are pretty mediocre, to be honest. But anyway, we've got 65 HP, 73 attack, 75 defense, special attack 47, special defense 85, and speed 85. Gives us a base stat total of 430, which is the lowest out of all 10. It is also our Terra Captain because I had about 4 points left, and this is the only thing I could afford for Terra Captain. So yeah, Volbeat is a Terra Captain, but it's probably not going to be used for terroring whatsoever. It's just there to be an annoying little shit. Yeah, what can Volbeat do with Prankster, well, a lot of things, to be honest. It can taunt, it can encore, it can baton pass. We are allowed to use baton pass as a switch, not to pass stats on. We are allowed to use it for switch momentum. This thing used to have defog. It doesn't get defog anymore. It's got access to roost though, which is pretty redundant because of its crap stats. But anyway, but for attacking wise, it can get the fixed damage move in seismic toss, which is pretty good actually. So yeah, Volbeat. It's probably the most underwhelming last pick ever, but you know what? I've used Volbeat before, and it's really annoying if you can't combat it. Or by the way, it can get Prankster Thunderwave as well. So yeah, really annoying. I mean, all Prankster Pokemon are annoying anyway. So so yeah, our final pick is Volbeat, and we'll go straight on to my summary, my conclusion of my team, what my final thoughts are. Okay, so we've gone through our 10 picks, and this is basically my final thoughts and conclusion on this draft team that I've picked. I like it. I know we're not the fastest. We're nowhere near the fastest. I mean, our fastest mon is Infinite at 108, and that's not brilliant. But we are bulky as hell. I mean, I'm using mons that I really wanted to use. I'm not just picking mons for the sake of it because, wow, they're powerful. They're going to win me the game. I've always said this at the beginning. I'm in this draft league for the experience. This is my first time ever doing this. I'm here to enjoy myself, have fun, get out some great content for you guys. I don't really expect to get to playoffs with this team. I don't really care. I'm here for the experience, and if I like it, I'll come back for another season. If not, I can say I've done it. Blah 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 blah. So far, I like it. So far, it's interesting. But yeah, I just want to take this opportunity to say good luck to the 15 other teams in this league, except for when you're battling me. Then I wish you no luck whatsoever. Oh, joking. But yeah, I hope we have a great season, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye bye.